holding Mem Vav Amud Beis, which is 46b. And we're going to start with Rav Kana. The line starts Amaran. But it's, let's see, 5. It's about 16 lines from the bottom. Is that correct? Rav Kana, we're talking about accompanying a guest out of the house and showing them the way. That was part of it. Rav Kana Alvil Rav Simi Barashi from Nahara ad Beit Tinisa the Bavel. Rav Kana, there were 6 according to what's his name? Naftal. Naftal was a Talmudic historian. I forgot his first name. Moshe something Naftal. He wrote these very good books on the sages of the Talmud. But he says that there were 6 Rav Kanas. So anyway, one of the Rav Kanas accompanied Rav Simi Barashi from Pum Nahara all the way to Beit Tinsa the Bavel, which is the palm trees of Bavel. Kimata Hassam, when they got there, Amalei, so he says to him, Vadai Dam Risu. It means, is it true what you say? Hani Tinisa the Bavel Mishnei Adam Marishan Isnu, that they're here since the days of Adam Marishan, an old forest. Amalei Adkartin Milsa, he says, you just reminded me something. Dam Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina, Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina said. Rabbi Yossi Bar Chanina was a little bit later than Rabbi Yochanan. So this Rav Kana and Rav Simi Barashi, I think Rav Simi Barashi, we know when he lived. So we can probably figure this out. My diksiv beretz layaver bayish, a land that no man passed through. Well, yashav adam sham, and no man settled there. If no man passed through, so how is it settled? You have to have people there to settle it. Then in parentheses it says, if no one settled, how could they pass through? That doesn't seem to be a correct version, because it's possible for it not to be settled, but people still pass through. Well, Ella Eretz Shagot, you see it's in parentheses. Ella Eretz Shagozer Adam Rishon Liyushav Nisyashva. The way it works, I'm a page behind. Are you up to date? Are you up to the Daf? I'm up to Mem Vav Amud Beis. Today's supposed to be Mem Ches. Rather, a land that, an area that Adam Rishon said this should be settled, so it got settled. A land that Adam Rishon did not decree that it should be settled, then it wasn't settled. So basically, Adam Rishon either, I don't know what settled means, but two pshatim I can think of, is either he decreed that it should be settled as trees, or he decreed that it should not be settled and it became a forest. So it says Adam Rishon was very tall. It was 100 amas, so you could see all the different places. Design. So did Adam Rishon decree? Designated. So it would Adam decree that it should be palm trees, or he didn't decree that it should be settled and it became palm trees, became a forest. I don't know. Is there? I don't see any. So Rashi says, it's there from the days of Adam Rishon. Shegazar Allah of Adam Rishon Yishuv the Kolim. So yeah, so it's that pshat that Adam Rishon actually designated it as a settlement for palm trees. This became, you think Yishuv just means inhabited for people. This is inhabited by palm trees. That was the decree on this place. It was just a forest that was there. What happened was he was accompanying out of the house. He accompanied from his house all the way to this forest. He said, "Oh, I heard this forest was here from the days of Adam Rishon." He said, "Oh, you just reminded me something." that it was here from the days of Adam Rishon. Adam Rishon just decided where should palm trees go. Yeah. Okay. It's good for the carbon, whatever. So, Rav Mordechai, Alve le Ravashi me'Agrunya, Bad Bekipi. He accompanied Ravashi from Agrunya till Bekipi, Vamirlad Beidura until Beidura. Okay, I don't know either of these places, so it's not really significant. But I assume it's a far place, and that was the Gemara is telling us. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rab Meir. Rabbi Yochanan says the name of Rab Meir, Kol Shein Malva Umislava. Anyone that doesn't accompany his guest outside, or someone that doesn't allow his host to accompany him, Kilu Shefach Damim, as if he spilled blood. He's supposed to allow the host to accompany him. They have these, the host walks the guest home, and then the guest says, I can't let you walk back alone. So he walks the host back, and then the host says, you're going to go back, and they could do this all night. So what happened? I'm on 46b, almost on 47. What happened was, after Eliyahu passed away, at the beginning of Malachim Beis, Eliyahu passes away, and Elisha then heals there's a place, Elisha's on his way back, he heals some area that the water wasn't good. And then as he's walking, he comes to a base kel, something, and the children come out and they start to taunt him. They say, look at this bald guy. And so he curses them. And 2 bears come out of the forest and eat 42 children. Well, so if the people of Yericho, which was the place where he was coming from, would have accompanied Elisha, then like Yiraduvim Latinaikus, then he wouldn't have incited the bears to eat the children. It says he came from Beiskel, and he's going on the way. And young children came from the city. And they mocked him. And they said, look at this bald guy is walking. He said to him, Ale Shakiracha Salino Esamakim. Ale Shahikrachta Aleno Esamakim. Okay, Rashi explains what happened over here. That the water in this city was bad, and Elisha came and he put salt in the water, and the water became clean, and they were able to drink from it, and the women stopped miscarrying, and so he fixed that water system. Now, these children used to make money by selling water to the city. Now that he fixed the water system, they lost their jobs. That's right. There's always an economic explanation for everything. Well, so he said, look at what you did to us. You made us lose our jobs. That's what they were telling him. He made the place bald for us. I guess that means like we lost our income. What does it mean, young lads? Rabbi Lazar explains that it means that they were shaken off from mitzvahs. They didn't have any mitzvahs, these people. And they didn't have faith. They thought that if they don't have, the only way that they can make money is with water. Now that people don't need their water, so they didn't realize there's other businesses also. Okay. Tana. One brisa says that they were lads, but they behaved like children. They disgraced themselves like children. Maskeflor Rabbi Yosef has a question. How do you know that when it says Na'arim means a lad, Nar is a lad, Ketana means children? a lad is usually older than children. How do you know that it means that they behave like this or that they're empty from mitzvahs? Rabbi Yossi says, Dilma Shem Kaiman. Maybe they come from the place. They come from Na'arim. Maybe like Siv, we even have a verse. V'aram yatzud gedudim v'yashvu me'eretz Yisrael nara v'yeshbu me'eretz Yisrael nara katana. They captured from Eretz Yisrael a young girl. This is Aram, also the beginning of Malachim. The Kashla naro katana. We said, what do you mean? Is it a nara or is it a katana? Is it a young girl or is it a child? It was a child from Neurim. That was the name of the place. The question is, maybe over here, these children came from the place called Neurim. It says, Hassam, how could you say that? Over there, we didn't say what area the girl came from. So we said it came from that place. But over here, it says they came from Beiskel. Came from Beiskel or from Yerichai? What does it say? They came from Yerichai. Vayal Misham Beiskel. The beginning of the verse means he's going to Beiskel, or it means he's coming from Beiskel. And he went up from there to Beiskel. Vayal Misham Beiskel means he went to Beiskel. So he's going from Yerichai. So the children are from Yerichai. I guess that's where the water was. I guess the water was bad in Yerichai. Okay. Where are we holding? Okay. Vayifan Acharav, Vayireim, Vayikalim B'Shem Hashem. He turned after them. He looked at them. And he cursed them in the name of Hashem. This is Elisha. Mara, what did he see? It says he looked at them. Vayireim. Amar Rav. We're gonna have four interpretations here. Rav, Shmuel, Rabbi Yochanan. Okay. First is Ra Mamish. He looked at them. What's more difficult than that? He looked at them. Kedetanya, as it says in the Brisa, Shimon Gamliel says, "Kol makom shasach chameneim." Any place where the sages put their eyes, there's either death or poverty. So you have to be careful from their steer. Right. So he looked at them. Shmuel Amar, Shmuel says, Rosh Kul Nesabrabem Iman B'Yom Kippurim. I don't know how he gets this. He saw that all of them were conceived by relations that their mothers had on Yom Kippur. Now, on Yom Kippur, one of the 5 laws is that they're not allowed to have relations. He was able to see where they came from, that they were conceived. All of these children were conceived on Yom Kippur. Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha Amar, Rabbi Yitzchak says, he saw that they had a ponytail, a blairis, like the Amariam. Not like the Chassidus just say a blairis is a chup. It's a ponytail. What is it? A horsetail, is that what they call it? No. Usually you don't see Jewish people with ponytails.
According to Naftali Lowenstein.
Yitzi says, tell it to Naftali.
Beautiful.
It's not common in the Jewish community to have ponytails. Once in a while you see some. Probably it came from, I don't know why it's not common, but probably it came because of blairis, because it wasn't you weren't supposed to grow your hair like that. It was considered the way the non-Jews grow their hair.
Ponytails on our beards.
Oh yeah, the ponytails. That's right. Yeah.
Something more than that.
No, there is another opinion that the blairis is more here in the front, like a chup. But most, I think, commentators say blairis means a coat. They saw that they had ponytails. They looked like a Mariam. Rabbi Yochanan Amarash Laisibem Lachlucha Shal Mitzvah saw that they didn't have even a moisture of a mitzvah. Gemara asks, so that's why they could die, because there was nothing good in them. But how do you know maybe the children were going to have Amar Rabbi Lazar says, Leibam v'lei bezarim etzek days. He was able to see that there would be nothing good from them from all generations, which is very surprising. But we do have this in some places where, he looked and he saw Vayar Kienish. He saw that nothing good was going to come from. All right. Vatitzena shtei dubim min ayar vativkena mehem arboim mishnei yiladim. Okay. And 2 bears came out of the forest and tore from them. Baka. It's like breached. 42 children. Rav Shmuel. Now we have Machlekes here on top of 47. Of Machlekes between Rav and Shmuel. Is a comment there? I don't know. I wouldn't have known that it's a she bear. A doiv is a bear. I don't know. How do you know if it's a she bear? Is there another name for a male bear? Why is the translation? Oh, no, I don't know why. I'm not even sure how the I wouldn't even know that the translation is a she. I don't know the. Okay.
Well, there's only one in rational.
Family share.
Okay. Rav Shmuel. Do you ever see that kid's book with the beard that is the rabbi? This old lady is making latkes for, and this beer shows up, but the old lady is 90 years old and she's blind. And he eats up, and the old lady's like, Rabbi, it's quite appetite, Anyway. Rav Shmuel, Chadamar Nes v'Chadamar Nes b'Teichnes. One says that it was a miracle, and one says that it's a miracle within a miracle. Mar explains. Mandamar Nes, one that says it's a miracle. Yar have a dub may have it. There was a forest was there, but there was no beers. Mandamar Nes b'Teichnes le yar have a v'lei dubim have it. This is an expression. Le dubim v'lei yar. There's no forest and there's no beers. It's an expression. So what they're saying is that not only did the beers appear, but the forest appeared. It was a miracle. Forest appeared with beers, and the beers came out of the forest. The Gemara asks, why do you need to have a forest appear and beers appear if they just needed beers to come? Let there just be beers without the forest. It says to be easy. No, beers would never just go and kill people if they didn't have a forest to run back to. They need to have the forest nearby. Very interesting piece. Rab Chanina says, "B'shvil arba v'shnaim karbana shikra Balak melech Mayav." Because of 42 karbanas that Balak, the king of Mayav, hufkum Yisrael, so was torn from Israel. Arba v'shnaim miladim, 42 children. Because Balak, when he was getting Bilam to curse the Jewish people, so they set up altars. And each time they brought 7 sacrifices, 6 altars. And so because of all of those sacrifices, so those children corresponding to that amount of sacrifices die. Aini, is that so? From Rav Yehuda Marav, we have a totally different story about this. Rav Yehuda says the name of Rav. A person should always do Torah mitzvahs, even if it's not for the right intention. Because ultimately it will come to the right intention. Now, what is that? Usually we translate this that just study Torah, even if you don't really mean it, it will come later. But here it's brought a little differently. It says, Balak brings 42 sacrifices. Rus comes out from him. That from Rus comes David, comes Shlomo. That Shlomo brought 1,000 sacrifices. I think that was when he went to Givine. Where did he go? When he went to Givine, I think when he had his prophecy, he brought 1,000 sacrifices. Well, when he had that dream that he had, he said, "What would you like? Would you like wisdom?" Would like, well, I think he woke up in the morning and he was something like that. Well, what we're seeing is Va'amar Rabbi Yosef bar Chayni, Rus biti shel Eglain b'nai shel Balak Haisa. Rus is the daughter of Eglain, who's the son of Balak. And it comes out that you're supposed to do mitzvahs even for the wrong reason, to bring no sacrifices, because ultimately it will come to a good reason, which is Shlomo bringing the sacrifice. Now, we're learning that the 42 sacrifices that he brought end up leading to Shlomo bringing sacrifices. Not that it ends up leading to children dying. My answer is Tavasimi ala klal ahava, but what was his whole intention was to curse them. So ultimately, his curse is fulfilled, at least with 42 children that died. Okay. Vayomru anshi ya'ir el Elisha. The people of the city told to Elisha. Now we're going back to the earlier chapter when they're complaining about their water. Blessings, right. But his intention was to curse. What happened? 42 children died many years later. How many years later is Elisha? It's of course during the time of the bishop. It's probably like 600 years. 600 years later. Okay. Shlomo was 480, right? The pasuk tells us he built the base of English 480 years after they left Egypt. Well, behold, this place, this dwelling place in the city is good. As you see. And then they said, but the water's not good. What's good about the place? If you can't drink the water, the women are miscarrying. Rav Chanan says, it's funny, Chanan says, that people like their place even if there's nothing good about it. Is it still a dangerous area? Really? No, I remember hearing that Newark was like a bad area. Anyway. Okay. Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says Shleisha Chinesen. It's funny. Rabbi Yochanan also has the word Chen in his name. Chen Makim al Yishvav. The grace of an area amongst the people that settle there. Chen Isha al Baila. The grace of a woman on the husband. Means the grace that a woman has in the eyes of her husband, and and the grace of a purchase on the one that purchased it. Says, oh, look at what I bought, so good. And who knows? Okay. Taner Rabbanan. Started in the Brisa. Shleisha Chaloim Chala Elisha. Elisha got sick 3 times. Echad Shkira Duvim B'Tinaikus. One of them was because he incited the beers against the children. One of them is because he pushed Gechazi with 2 hands. And one that he died from. You see in that pasuk it says, he got sick with an illness, it says twice sick, that he died, that means 3 times. Okay, I have to get let me get this now. We have a censored piece. Notice my Gemara here. I don't know if you can see this. My Gemara, notice how the page over here is longer than the page here. Because they took out some lines. The censor took out the lines. They don't even bother to like readjust the pages. It's just censored. Notice that it's just missing.
Oh, yeah.
They took it out from up here, but they just. Who's the censor? We self-censored this. We wanted to be able to print it. We knew it wouldn't get printed if they would read it. So we took it out.
They put the censor parts in.
They put it back in, and he has it. What 47. The new Gemaras probably put it back in.
Do you prefer reading the censored version or you just
The censored version is the exciting part.
It's always the best.
the censored version?
Oh yeah, not the censored, the
Uncensored.
Oh,
uncensored.
uncensored.
More uncensored.
297. Okay, so it goes like this. There's a few lines over here at the beginning, and then we'll get to it. So it says, Taner Rabbanan, sages taught, Leilam te small doichavim min mekareves. You should always have the left hand. Are you with me? I'm on 295.
Yeah, it's the wrong one.
295. You should always have the left hand pushing away, which means the weaker hand should push away, and your right hand, the stronger hand, mekareves, should be drawing close. Like Elisha shudach v'legechazi b'shtei, not like Elisha that pushed Gehazi away. With two hands. Like Yeshua ben Prachia, not like Yeshua ben Prachia, not like Yeshua ben Prachia that pushed away Yashka from, as one of his students, he pushed him away with both hands. Okay, now, you'll see here on the next page in this, if you have this Koran edition, there's a comment that it doesn't match perfectly, and it could be that it's not the same Yashka that the Christians worship. Okay.
Was Nazarene in a place?
Yeah.
So it was around,
Yeah. Okay, first goes Elisha. You have to hold on to the censored version. Elisha Maihi. What is Elisha? What is it? What was the story? The Ksiv, V'yemer Naaman Hayel Kach Kikarim. Let me read it from there. It says in Nama, and he says, V'yemer Naaman. Naaman came to Elisha. Naaman was like a general from Aram or something, and he came to Elisha to get healed from his tzaras. And Gehazi follows him and says, my master changed his mind. He wants to take money for healing you. So, which was a lie. And Elisha says he didn't want to take. He wasn't going to take any money. Says, pray, kachki karim, take loaves, ksiv, and he says, Vayomer lav loi libi halach. Kasher hafach Ishmael merkapti lekras. So then, Elisha then tells to him, he says, Loi libi halach. Kasher hafach Ishmael merkapti. You did not go with my intention. As a man turns off his chariot, likrosecha to you, is this the time to take silver, clothing, olives, vineyards, sheep, cattle, slaves, and maidservants? He says 8 things. He's telling him that he shouldn't have taken what he took. Gemara says him, did he take so many things? But what did he take from him? It says, he only took money and clothing. Why did Elisha complain that he took so much? He didn't even take that. Elisha was talking about the halachas of the Shmeina Shratzim. They were studying Torah, and they were learning about the 8 Shratzim. And then Amalai, he says to him, Rasha, what are you trying to take your payment for studying Torah? You're taking your payment in this world. Because that's why I mentioned the 8 things, referring to the 8 Shratzim. At least that's one of the Shratzim there. The Gemara continues, Tzaras Naaman Tidbak Bach V'Zaracha La'olam. Because of this, you're going to get tzaras, and it's going to attach to your children forever. And then it says, V'arba Nashim Hayim Mitzrayim. It says that there were 4 men that were lepers by the gate. And Amar Rabbi Yochanan said, Gehazi slash Shpanav. This is referring to Gehazi in his first time. Okay. V'yava Elisha Damasek. Says that Elisha came to Damasek.
When they got trampled.
Yeah. No, they didn't get trampled. the man by the gate got trampled. They went to find the food.
They came back.
I think the man by the gate got trampled. Right? Lama halach. Why did he go to Damascus? Amar Rabbi Yochanan shalach lachzir leGechazi b'tshuva. He wanted Gechazi to return. Wanted to bring him back. But he wouldn't come. Amalai, he tells him, Chazarbach, return. Amalai, so Gechazi says, Kach mekablan mimcha, I learned from you, anyone, you taught me, anyone that sins and causes others to sin, must speak and be at the last tshuva. Can't do tshuva anyway. I'm a lost case. I'm not coming back. My Yavad. What did he do that was so bad? Ikadamri, some say, Eben sheyeves tolei lachatas, Yiravam v'mida ben shemayim laaretz. It's very interesting. According to this, they translate this here. A magnetic rock. Is that what you have over there? Eben sheyeves? What do you have in the art school? Is it magnetic rock? I didn't realize sheyeves was a Hebrew word for magnet. Okay. Well, there's a magnetic rock that he put, and this would probably be the reverse magnet. So he put it under the calf that Yerava made. It must have been not real gold. It's fake.
Yeah.
There was iron in there. I thought it was gold. And it caused it to float. In the air. So people said, wow, this is magic, a miracle, and they worshipped it. The Amri, some say Shem Chaka Puma, that he engraved on the mouth of the idol of Yerava. Yerava made these idols, made these golden calves. He put them out. He didn't want people to go to the base of English, so he made for them temples in his area. So made 2 golden calves. He says, "This is your God that took you out of Egypt." And so Gechazi is now supporting that idol. So either he lifted it up with a magnet, or Shem Chakla Puma, he engraved on the mouth of the idol the name of Hashem, and it would start to speak, "I am Hashem, your God that took you out of Egypt, and you should have no other gods." Now this is coming from the idol. That's freaky, right? People would start to worship this. Well, Vikadamri, it's like, yeah, Vikadamri. Right, it's a speaker. Vikadamri Rabbanan Dachem Mikamei. Some say that he would push the sages away from learning with Elisha. He says, and this is after Gechazi left, says that the people didn't have enough place to sit when they were studying. Why all of a sudden is there not enough place? Because Gechazi was pushing everyone away before. And before they had a lot of place. That means until now, it did not. It was not tight. It was not cramped. Okay, and here goes the censored Gemara. If you're using a traditional Gemara, it may not be in there. The following piece. If you have a new Gemara, you'll have it. I'm not sure. You have it there, so then you have it. It's in the blue. They put it back in. Yeshua ben Prachi Mahi. What's the story with Yeshua ben Prachi? King Yanai, King Yanai was married to a woman by the name of Shlomis Alexandria. And Shlomis Alexandria was the sister of Shimon ben Shattach. So Yanai kills the sages. What do they say over here? He was from the camp of the Sadducees. According to Josephus, the split was deep, and after he refused to perform the ritual water libation in the temple, he was then pelted with a string. I didn't know that was Yanai himself. This led to a civil war, and Yanai was victorious in this war. He killed his opponents, many leaders of the Pharisees. Okay, so what happened then is that people ran away. So Shimon ben Shattach Atmino Achte, Shimon ben Shattach was hidden by his sister. And Reb Shua ben Prachia, also, Reb Shua ben Prachia went Azal Arak Lachsandra Shel Mitzrayim. He ran to Alexandria. Kiavi Shlama, when there was peace, Shalach Shimon ben Shattach, when the war was over, Shimon ben Shattach sent him, Mini Yerushalayim Erakedesh, Lach Alexandria Shel Mitzrayim. Achisi Bali Shar B'Seich V'Niyah Sheves Shemema. It says, from me, Yerushalayim, the holy city, to you, Alexandria of Egypt, my sister, your husband or your master is sitting inside, and it's what does this mean? My sister, my husband dwells within you, and I'm sitting desolate. What's he referring to? He's sitting desolate. Yes, he's sitting in Yerushalayim. This is Shimon ben Shattach writing to Yeshua ben Prachia. He's sitting in Yerushalayim, and there's no one here. So, Amar Shema Mina Habale Shalama, it must mean that I'm able to return. I don't know why you had to write it in code, but it could come back. Kiasa, when he comes back, Ikla Luish Pisa, he stops in an inn. Come Kamaya Bikra Shaper. They served him with a lot of honor. Kara Shaper, beautiful honor. Abdullah Yakara Tuba, they did for him a lot of great honor. Seems like a double expression there. Come Kamaya Bikra Shaper, Abdullah Yakara Tuba. Yosef Kamashtaba, Yeshua ben Prachia was sitting and he was praising. Kamanach San Yezu, how great is this inn? Now, inn could mean, how beautiful is this inn, could mean the innkeeper. Amalei Yeshua Naitzri. So the student Yeshua Naitzri says, Rebbe, now truths, her eyes are narrow. She's not so pretty. I don't know what truth is. I'm not sure. What do they say? Sources word is from the Greek, which means a long or excessively long. Round, maybe smooth, polished. It's narrow or, well, whatever the case is, Rabbi Shua ben Prachia, Amalei, Rabbi Shua ben Prachia says to him, Russia, wicked one, that's what you're involved with. Apik Meir Shipuri, he took out 400 shayfras, Bishamte, he put him into Cherem, excommunicated him. Kol Yoim Asal Kamei V'Lei Kablei. Every day he came back, he said, I want to come back. Yeah, I guess they would do a ceremony.
400.
Yeah.
That was his mistake, is that he pushed him away
Too much. Right. Same with Elisha, pushed away Gehazi. Too much. With both hands. Yom Echad, one day, Avikar Kriyashma. Yeshua ben Prachia was saying Shema Salakameh, and Yeshu comes before him. He would have accepted him then, but Achille Biyadi gave him a signal, probably to wait or something. He thought that he was pushing him away. He went, he stood up a brick, and he bowed down to it. Now Yeshua ben, in other words, he thought he was getting pushed away again. So he's okay, that's it, I'm out of here. And he takes a brick and he bows down to it. He's worshiping idols, like the first thing he could find. Well, he says, you have a carved image there?
It says found with an image of idols. There are bricks that have been found with images of idols carved into them.
Oh, so it wasn't just a brick. I thought he took this first thing that he could worship in. Okay.
It's interesting. There is a thing.
Yeah, without any commentary, that's what it looks like. Return. You taught me. You can, if you make others sin, then you can't do tshuva. Now, the Gemara doesn't ask what does it mean made others sin. I guess it's obvious. Because the master taught, it explains it. It says clearly that he performed sorcery. He convinced other people to worship idols, caused the Jewish people to sin. Tanya was taught in a brayso, Shimon ben Elazar, Yetzer tinek be'isha tesmal doich v'min mekareves. Taught in a brayso from Shimon ben Elazar that the evil inclination, which means the desire for women, and children, not the desire for children, and children in general, children like school children. The Isha and the woman, they small from in karebes. You should the softer hand, the weaker hand should reject, and the right hand should welcome. Means you should never push away too forcefully. And they bring over here in this commentary that you can't repress the sexual desire entirely. You'll end up transgressing. So there should be a pushing away, a light pushing away, and also bringing close. Okay, now we start the Mishnah.
Whose commentary was that last one?
This thing over here, they quote in the Quran, they quote from the Ga'inim. Rashi says, Yetzer shel Tashmish. The person should not be disgusted by procreating.
Is that all the censored material?
This was not censored. Rashi doesn't have the censored Gemara. At least his comments are not on it. Maybe when they censored it, they took the Rashi out also. I assume they censored it before Rashi. I don't know. Maybe they just censored it by the printer. I don't know. Right. Okay. It would be interesting if anyone knows what the history of the censorship. When was this Gemara taken out? Like which Rishonim had it, who didn't? I mean, you could check. You'd have to open up the different Rishonim and see who had it and who didn't, and see like when it was censored. If it was probably hidden in some other book, and they put it back in the new Gemaras.
We should send a letter to Eliezer Broad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I imagine that.
Send him an email. He'll respond.
You will. If you'll help me formulate it, I will.
Okay. Right. But that doesn't mean when they censored it. There was many times, almost in every country, they were burning the Jewish books, but it doesn't have to do with specifically because of the story about Yashka. There's like hundreds of references of things that could be taken negative. Every time it speaks about idolaters and this and that, it's always if you translate all of those that it's referring to non-Jews, Christians, or whatever, so then it's insulting. It doesn't have to be specifically this story. That's the okay. Nimtza ha'hayrig. We have a new Mishnah. If they found the murder, we're back to the story of the Egla Arufa, the calf. Someone was found between cities, and they don't know who killed him, so they have to take the calf. The elders of the city go and they say, our hands did not spill this blood. We did not let him go without food or walking him out. That's how we got into that. We accompanied him. Well, Nimtza ha'hayrig, let's say they found the murder. If it was before they broke the neck of the Egel Teitzivatir Be'eder. So then, okay, nothing was wrong. You send the calf to go back to the pasture, to the herd. Misha Nerfa Egla, but if it's already broken the neck, then to cover bim kaima, you just bury it in its place. Shal safik basa mitchilasa, because it came because of a doubt. And Kippur Sveika, the doubt has been cleansed, and it went away. Okay, nothing wrong. What happened after they broke the neck? Then they find the murderer. You don't say that the murderer has already been cleansed because we already took care of the calf. No, we have to take the murderer to court, and he's going to get his punishment, which is death. There were witnesses there. One witness says, I saw the murder. The other witness says, you did not see the murder. He must have known because he was watching him that whole day. He says, how did you see it? You weren't even there or something. So it's 1 against 1. One woman says, I see, and the other woman says, you did not see. They still break the neck of the calf because no one really knows over here who the murderer is. And the rule is that you have to do the egla rufa. One witness says, I saw. And 2 say that you didn't see. They would for sure break the neck. I think the Gemara is going to ask that 1 against 1, so for sure 2 against 1. Let's say it's the opposite. 2 people say, we saw the murder. And 1 witness tells them, you did not see it. The rule is, you believe the 2. 2 said that they saw the murder, then you don't go through this whole thing. Okay, now, I believe this is the last Mishnah. No, this is not the last Mishnah, but this introduces the last section of this, of the Masechta Sota, right from here. And it starts to say, like, from this time and this time, this stopped and this stopped, after like historical events. When murderers increased, batla egla rufa. They had to stop the egla rufa. Why did they stop it? Apparently, maybe they were able to figure out. Cameras. Yeah, cameras, right. Okay, it doesn't say exactly why they, but when there were a lot of murders, they stopped it. Yeah. Regular court. We just didn't say that he was atoned for because. No, with 2 witnesses, only with 2 witnesses. Yeah, it had to be the regular court case. Well, Mishaba Eliezer ben Dinai, Betachina ben Prisha, Hayanikra, Eliezer ben Dinai was called Tchina ben Prisha. Chazru Lekresan, the Kreise ben Aratzchan. They called him Ben Aratzchan, the son of the murderer. Wow. Which meant, I guess, meant that he was the murderer. So I guess the murderers, there were publicly known murderers, and maybe that's why they stopped them.
Sam.
Well, this is a family share.
Oh, yeah? The son of Sam. Who was that?
Family share. After
Censored.
Okay. It sounds like gangsters of some sort.
serial murderer.
Yeah, serial murderer. You go around shooting people from cars in New York.
New York stuff, not Providence for them.
Really? A Jewish guy?
No, he wasn't Jewish. His father had been Jewish, but his mother wasn't.
Oh,
Thank you. Not
Okay.
His last name was Berkowitz from his father, but his mother was not Jewish.
probably for redeeming Klal Yisrael from the
Thank you.
from the son of Sam.
This from our friend Morocco also.
Nisharabba Menachem, when the adulterers increased, Pasco Amayim Amarim, they stopped doing the Saita water. Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai, Yefsikin Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai was the one that stopped it. Shenemar Leyefker al Bnei Seichem, I will not visit, remember, for your daughters, Kisses Nena, because they're adulterous, Val Kali Seichem, and for your daughters-in-law, Kisnapena, because they're they're committing adultery. Kiheim Gaimer, because the men also are committing adultery. The rule is that if the man is guilty, so then the waters don't work. If the husband is guilty, he can't just take his wife to be cleansed. Well, Mishmis Yosi ben Yezer, straight of Yes ben, supposed to be Yochanan, Ishu Shleim Batlo Ashkelas, the clusters. You have Yehuda, I have Yehuda as well, but I have the Bach that adjusted it to Yochanan. the clusters were ceased. There's no clusters left. Ikura Ivsa Nafshi, that's Ivsa. The first fruits my soul is disgusted with. Yechanan Kain Gadol Hever Haidas Amaiser. Yechanan Kain Gadol removed the Vidim Meiser. Afu Batlas Ma'irim, that's a Naikfim. He also stopped the Ma'irim and the Naikfim. How do they translate Ma'irim and Naikfim? The Gemara is going to explain, but here it says, awakeners and the strikers at the temple. Okay. Ad Yamav, until this day, say Patish Makkabir Shalayim. Here, Rashi explains that on Cholamayit, people would do work. Cholamayit, the intermediate days of the holiday, people do work if there was a loss. So in Yerushalayim, people didn't know if there was a loss or there wasn't a loss, and there was work that was being done. So he stopped that. He stopped that. There was no banging of the hammer. And in his days, he didn't have to ask if someone separated Meiser or not, because everyone in those days were separating Meiser. Guess we'll have to stop here. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. Have a wonderful
Thank
day.
you. What are
Yeah.
the plans for Sunday?
Sunday night after Ma'ariv, can we do a Fabrengen Siyam? Is it you want it after Ma'ariv? After Ma'ariv. Ma'ariv is about 8:30.
Thank you.
Okay.
Will you Zoom it?
Yeah, we'll put it on.
Fantastic. Okay. Shkach.
Okay. Okay. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
everyone.
Where's Moshe Jones?
Maisha, yeah, where are you?
I'm in Boston,
Where beer is pronounced bear.
but I'll be Chicago on Sunday. So
Oh.
okay, cool too.
Going from university to university.
Harvard to Northwestern.
Checking those, yeah.
Harvard to Northwestern.
Okay. Have a good day.
I don't even know where
Thank you. Good day.
people from Europe, Caliber professors.